like to live in one of the most expensive cities in the world.
We moved to London 6 months ago, and I think we've finally adjusted to living life with higher costs.
So today we're gonna be sharing with you something we were always interested to know about. And this is how much do we actually spend in a week living in London?
So for context, we are both working full-time and we do YouTube on the side. We have a shared bank account which we add just enough money to cover all of our expenses, and then we have our own credit or debit cards which we spend for our own unique purchases.
So we're looking at everything we spend from Monday to Sunday. It's Sunday today, and we're gonna tell you everything we spent in the last week. Hello guys, and welcome to a new vlog. If you're new here, my name is Daniel and this is Maya. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on socials, not to miss our next vlogs.
So, starting with the big one, what people always want to know is bills. So currently per month, we're spending the following on bills. Rent, 1,600, electricity, 200, and we do have at the moment a top-up key which we have to take to the post office.
It's very annoying.
Don't ask. Council tax, £150. Gym, £100. Water around 37, Wi-Fi £20, Spotify which we share £14, and a TV license £13.25.
Yes, we do pay the TV license.
Yeah. Travel on our Oyster cards we're spending separately obviously because we're going to have variable spends, but we're both spending around 50, so that would be 100 per month for the two of us. Netflix, $10.99, and so this comes to a monthly total of $2,744. Divide that by 4 weeks, obviously, because we're just doing what we spend in a week, so then we get our average of 686. Seems like a lot.
It is quite a lot. Like, also preparing to this vlog, we realized that, yeah, our fixed costs are quite high.
Yeah.
And definitely much higher than they used to be when we used to live in Vienna.
Yeah, so true.
Okay, so now we're gonna be looking into our variable costs. These costs are, of course, something is gonna be shared and something is gonna be personal. Okay, so last week for food, we spent £91.10. We try to go to the supermarket once a week and do a big shopping. We never managed to go just once, so we probably gonna go a few more times along the week just to pick up those things that we are missing. 64.55 at Asda. A few days after we went to Tesco, we spent another £20.35, and then we went to Tesco again and spent around £6.
Okay, so next outgoing would be like shopping. So actually this week was kind of unique. We just spent around £13 on toiletries, but then we went to IKEA. So Danny was looking for a chest of drawers because he was getting annoyed with all the mess in the bedroom. And we went there in person, which obviously is risky because then you end up coming out with more stuff. So we got the chest of drawers. It was a lot cheaper than we were expecting. It was like £30.
Yeah,
right?
it was quite cheap, and we actually spent around 3.5 hours at IKEA. So
yeah, so we got the chest of drawers, but then we also came out with a new lamp for the room, which was nice. Another £30. A chopping board, like another 10, was it?
15.
15, and we got a taxi home costing £14.95 because we couldn't carry everything, of course. So in total it ended up being £111.95, which is quite a lot. But as I said, the IKEA thing was a bit random. We don't do that every week.
Okay, so now let's talk about travel. This is travel that goes beyond the Oyster card, and we decided to go to Brighton yesterday, so it was a very hot day here in London, so we spent £26 for the train tickets, and once we were there we went to Nando's and we spent £30. So now let's move into miscellaneous, which are things that change all the time depending on our needs. I bought from Amazon some replacement part for the coffee machine, and as well as 2 metal trays with a grit for like fried food, so you can put the food on top and then it's gonna leak the excess oil, and that was £21.87 from Amazon.
Okay, so I actually spent quite a lot on my miscellaneous costs this week, but only because we are going to Vietnam next week, so look out for the vlogs for those. But I spent $8.50 in a co-working cafe because I'm working freelance, so I need to go into a cafe, and then obviously they come up to you and they're like, what do you want to drink? So you can't stay there for free. So then I also spent £15 on food when I met some friends. This Tuesday we went to Vinegar Yard near London Bridge. I spent £135 on therapy, which I go to irregularly every 2-3 weeks. Then I spent on Danny's birthday present. It's Danny's birthday at the end of this month.
Actually, in the comments, guess how old I am. And write it down.
Anyway, and my final spend, which was another quite hefty spend, was £140. I got my hair cut and coloured, which obviously I'm not doing every week, but I'm probably doing that every like 5 months. So that was another big outgoing. So in total, my miscellaneous spends came to £411.50.
Crazy.
Which is a lot. In total, what we're looking at spending variable costs ended up being, for the last week, £692.42.
Which is quite expensive, but again, there are some expenditure which happens now and then, so it's not, it cannot be considered as our standard week.
Yeah.
We are spending much less during a standard week than we're spending now. So
Alexa, what's 692.42 plus 686?
692.42 plus 686 is 1,378.42.
That's a lot. But that's what it is.
it happens.
Budgeting. What do we do for budgeting?
So all the direct debits or all the bills, Wi-Fi, Netflix, Spotify, everything that is joined, that we share, everything goes into this joint account, and direct debits is deducted automatically.
Yeah, and then we just have our own cards for spending money. But I mean, we don't really use Notion or any like kind of budgeting templates. We kind of just know how much we spend. I think I added up all of our bills maybe a month ago to understand how much we actually needed to deposit into the account both. And that's about as far as it goes. We are saving for our trip to Vietnam, so when we do have like big expenses like that, we kind of like don't go out to eat as much and things like that. But then usually we'll buy those big expenses on a credit card, for example.
Yeah, and we are gonna be saving to buy a house, so we probably gonna be talking about this in a separate vlog. But that, of course, is individual savings that we later on gonna combine together to buy a house.
Yeah, exactly. Who is more savvy with money? And so on the count of 3, you point to the person that's more savvy. You or I, obviously, there's no one else here. Who is more tech savvy? 1, tech savvy.
Tech savvy.
Why did I say tech savvy? Okay. Did I say tech savvy the whole
I'm
time?
having trouble hearing.
Shut up,
Can you say that
Alexa.
again?
Who is more financially savvy and better with spending, things like that? On the count of 3, point who it is. 1, 2, 3. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. My reasoning is sometimes you forget to cancel subscriptions. And that's my only reason that I say it, because that's like one thing for me that I know that guys do. They sign up for whatever, they get this subscription, and then they forget to cancel
That happened
it.
a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm basing it off of. What's your reasoning that it's not me?
I know all the prices of every supermarket, and I always go and buy the best and cheapest product. So I think on that side, I'm the most responsible with money.
But you also have a bike, so you can like cycle to Tesco's if you know it's cheaper in Tesco's, whereas I would literally have to spend money to get a bus or walk for like half an hour. But then even the fact that you have a bike might mean that you're a little bit more savvy because you're avoiding paying travel expenses.
That's exactly right.
Interesting. Next question is, who does the banking? 1, 2, 3.
Easy one.
Easy, yeah. So I do a lot of the financial stuff, but only because I've been banking in the UK since I was born here. Danny's from Italy, so I opened up a joint account based on like the best rates, and then I'm always following things like Martin's Money Supermarket to switch and get switch incentives and things like that, and look for the best savings rates. So I've always done that my whole life, so I just think I just took the lead with that. How do we see luxuries and going out to eat? I'll let you answer that.
So we definitely love to eat out. At least we're going to eat out once per week, at least. So we really like Vietnamese food, so we have our favorite Vietnamese restaurant where we go around at least once a week if we do have time. But then of course, when it comes to vlogging and bringing content to YouTube, it's basically where we spend the majority of our money. And yeah, what was the question?
It's more that it's like a priority for us to like get out of the house, because we do cook homemade meals, and if you want to see what we eat in a week, there is our recent vlog which you can also watch and find out what kind of how our diet is and how much we're spending on food specifically. We see it as a luxury that we can afford. I know some people might hold out. I know I definitely did as a student, not go out to eat that much because it just ends up being like 50-60 pounds like for the two of you. But at the end of the day, like there's nothing that beats just getting served, not having to like do the washing up or whatever, or tidying.
Yeah, and I think in London, of course, you have a good selection of restaurants where you can spend lots of money, or some of them where you are actually fine with just £15. And we never go to expensive restaurants. Yeah, it's not what we are into. We're more like street food type of people.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up this vlog here. I really hope you enjoyed watching how much we spend in a week. Maybe it's gonna help you budgeting, and it's gonna be helpful for you to compare prices. And in the future, we're gonna be bringing you more content like this, and we hope it was useful.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you next Thursday. Bye.
Bye.